What is going on, family? Flea Flicker Friday. That's right, Flea Flicker Friday. What is going on, man? We're going to have a good one tonight as I went ahead and started. I don't know if y'all recall, some of y'all do however, um, the interactive crossword games that we had in the past. We've had it on this channel before. And nonetheless, that's what we're going to get started here today. I don't comprehend why this thing is for some reason not working, and I'm actually looking very much forward to it. Either way, we got Miss Ella. I love how informative and friendly this guy is. I'm learning a lot just following him. Thank you so much for creating this space. Nothing but love, Miss Ella. Thank you for your comment. We got D Taylor. What's up, Raul, QBN, Mike, and Hollywood? Well, tonight it's Raul's flying solo tonight, man. That's how we roll it tonight. Queen's New Blood saying, "Yo, what's up?" Nothing much, man. I'm trying by all means to get this thing going, and I really hope it doesn't fail me because, man, I took a lot of time to get these interactive. I don't know how to call them. It says error, you don't have live video unselected. Okay. Well, man, I really was hoping that we could get this thing up and going. But by the looks of it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, to be honest with you guys. I thought we would. Start live stream. Your software, once your live stream is live, click on the start button. Okay, we are live. Okay, there you go. I don't know. For some reason, it's not coming through, man. And I really, really wanted to get this up and going. I'm still going to give it another shot, but real quick, let me go through some of the comments. We got Good Brothers Kennel. What's up, Bully fam? Number love, man. Appreciate you. Carl Clemens, how's it going? We got Dave Klein. Good evening, fam. Good evening. Dave Klein in Sarata. Good evening, everybody. We got Brayman Bull Bullies. What we talking about tonight? Man, we're talking about dogs. Every time you see me up in here, we're going to be talking about dogs. Jonathan Rodriguez, what's up, Bully World? K9, how do I become a member? K9, real simple. Go down to description below or go to our YouTube channel and go to the homepage. Start sliding through on the options you have in the tab until you find member. Go ahead and click on that. For as little as $5 a month, you can be part of the conversation. Hi from South Texas, Roca family. We got Artist German. Yo, we got Furman Broom. I can't be a member at the moment, but at least we can like and share. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, Furman. I appreciate it. Free distribute. What's up, Bully fam? Hope all is well. It's Friday the 13th. Anyone superstitious? That's right. That's right. Today is Friday the 13th. Brother Dog World, that's it, man. Let me see how I can get this thing up and running. I mean, seriously, I need to get this thing up and running because what is it that I didn't click? Hold on a second. It says here you do not have active live video on the selected page. I do not have an active live video on the selected page. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me. Oh, okay. So it's looking up my Facebook and it's looking up my YouTube. You go to advanced settings, plug in. I really don't comprehend why it's not bringing it up. To be honest with you, we're up and running. It should be able. Let me take the auto sync feature out, see if that works. Yeah, we started the broadcast. Man, this is a black eye, man. Honestly. Let's see. Do you have IG? I do, man. QB and Kennel. We're QB and Kennel on IG. You can follow us on Facebook tonight or YouTube. I'm trying to get this game up. I really like to do it with you guys. We did it last time and people loved it. Hello, everyone. Junior received his prize for winning the bully. Oh, you know it, Elder. You know it, Eder. When we promise something, man, we make it happen, bro. Zulema Santiago, what is going on? We got Adrian Flores. I have a question. If I had an ex-American bully, I'd like to gift you. Would you consider taking her if you like her structure-wise, pedigree-wise, health-wise, etc.? The answer would be yes, but why are you gifting her? Right? And I would also need to do a health check on the pup. I got to see the dog. I got to see the pedigree. I got to see the dog myself. And definitely if I like the dog, then I would consider it. Heard, I want to do business with you. Okay. Artist German is a businessman. He loved it. Thanks, says Eder. All right. And that's that fan with the misting that he won. Good Brother says he gifted one. Oh, man, nothing but love, man. I appreciate you, Good Brothers. Let me give you some love over here, man. And here we go.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Claro que sí, cabrón. You know, we do this every Monday, every Friday at 8 PCST. I'm still trying to figure out a little bit of this here. I don't understand. I don't comprehend why this does not want to go live on me, man. This is just horrible because I had it set up, crossword puzzle and everything. You do not have, every time I click it, it says you do not have an active live video on the selected page. And I almost want to find out what the selected page is so that, we can definitely make this happen. So let me see if I can figure this out, guys, just real quick. Bear with me for just a moment. I had everything set up. I don't understand. Okay, let me go to broadcast. So open on Facebook, open on Facebook, giveaway live host. I even have giveaways tonight, man. I had everything ready. But for some reason, it's just broadcast completed, open on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Open on YouTube. There you go. And okay, so let's see, man. Let's see if what I just did works. If not, we're just going to have to put it in the back burner, and I'll owe you guys one. We'll probably have it ready by Monday. I am, yeah, it says, yeah, I am just truly saddened by this, guys. Hold on. Let me give this one last college try, if you will. Let me just grab this plugin, copy it, paste it here, and then hopefully this brings it up. If it does, then we're cooking. So one last try and nothing. All right, man. That's it. I'm not going to keep messing around with it, man. We got to talk about dogs here tonight. Artist German says, yes, I got 2 dogs on my yard with great peds. Okay, man. David Sawicki, hell yeah. Queen's New Blood might be selected to the previous live you had. Oh, no, we had it. I had it set up for tonight. Had everything ready. And for some crazy reason, it says open the plugin link in the new browser. I did that. Start live stream. I did. Once your live stream is live, click on start button in the live reacting studio to start the plugin. You must have a running live stream before you start the plugin. Read more about the plugin, how to use it. And yeah, I'm not going to go through all that. I already did. For some reason, it's just not recognizing that we're currently live, but there's nothing I can do about that, man. We got Perfect Storm. Good evening, QBN fam. Hey, good evening. Listen, man, it's been a crazy week. I had everything set up. Unfortunately, dang it, I'm going to quietly continue messing around with this thing. Hopefully, I could get it to start working sooner than later. But just a crazy week, man. I've been getting hit up by quite a few people. In fact, I had dropped a post initially because I had somebody literally demanding that I give them answers. So this person had questions, right? I have his post was, I have some questions I need answers for. And my response, my initial response is, are you a QBN member? And his response is, do I have to pay to get answers? And my response is, well, you don't have to pay to get answers. If you notice, I've answered people here that are not even members, but you got to go to the lives to ask questions. You know, this guy was like very manipulative, trying to get me to, I guess, submit to his wishes and answer all of his questions and pretty much give him a full-blown 1 hour consult so he could figure his stuff out. Mind you, he didn't buy a puppy at QBN. He doesn't watch our videos. He just wants to cut in line, get answers, and get out. And so, you know, what I told him is true, and that is I owe myself to members such as, for example, Perfect Storm. You know that little symbol by their name? That means that they're paying members, guys. And even though I will talk to people that are non-members on the live, I owe it to these guys to not let people cut in line, to not let people just text me and say, hey, I have a quick question. There's always a quick question. And what I've learned is that the words quick question literally means I have a portal to a rabbit hole, right? So I'm going to answer this. There's a little bait I'm going to give you so that I could ask you the next 20 questions that follow this quick question, right? Type of deal. And I don't have issues answering questions. That's what this platform is about. But you need to come on the platform, give me some love, give me a like, give me a share, comment, be interactive. Don't just, oh, you know, I thought you were, you know, a pillar in this community, but you're only here to make a buck. No, man, I'm not only here to make a buck. I'm not. I'm here because I love the dogs and whatnot, but everything needs to have a structure. You can't call me up at 1 a.m. and you're a QBN non-member and you bought a dog from some other place and think I'm going to get out of bed and stop my world in order to accommodate you. It doesn't work that way, right? And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being problematic. I'm not being troublesome or nothing like that. It's just that in life, guys, you could only get what you give, right? You know, if right now you become a member of my channel and you're paying $5 a month, that means that when we go live on Friday or on Monday, I'm going to answer every single member question. I might answer in between some non-member questions, but my members are priority. It's just part of life, guys. I'm not trying to start anything. Adrian Flores says, I had bought her in hopes of her being a working dog for my program, but she lacks the traits I was looking for. She would do better in an American Bully program. Ah, okay. I care more about the dog being put in a good home than the money. Bro, me and you are on the same boat, man. Pretty much. We can definitely talk. If you haven't done so, please download QBN app and click on Contact Us. And that's going to text me directly. We can definitely have a conversation. Sulema Santiago says, do you consider safe breed dogs with 20 and the other 23% of koi? So do I consider a safe breeding if, say, one dog is at 20 and another dog's at 23 of koi? And my response is yes. Yes, that's definitely safe. My question is, right, and this is what may determine that it's not safe, is what is their relation? Is this mother to son? Because if it's a mother to son, I don't like it, right? I don't feel like it's safe. It's really not the koi. I feel the kois are at a good level. Is the relationship? Is this a brother and a sister breeding? You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. So let me know, Sulema. I want to answer you fully. Ghost Baby Brown says, I need suggestions on how to stop my dog from trying to attack the mailman, please. Okay, so Miss Ghost Baby Brown, based on the picture I'm seeing here, I want to guess that's a Weimaraner, but I'm not sure. I can tell you I'm not familiar with that breed. I would definitely probably at this point seek a trainer. I'm not a trainer, I'm a breeder. I can give you information as to how I kind of train things here in my yard, but I'm not necessarily a full-blown trainer. Artist German question: what if your 11-month-old puppy, you take them out to run around and they come back in, they're still hyper? What shall I do? Man, look, artists, here's the thing. An 11-month-old pup needs to get rid of that energy. They're full of energy. I know. Right now, I have an 11-month-old pup. This boy right here, Blueberry, right? Little old Blueberry. Now, you wouldn't believe it, but little old Blueberry, he gets the zoomies every time we let him out. He loves running around with my girl Sunshine, up and down and around. Oh, little Blueberry right here. And all that means is he has all this pent-up energy, and he has to let it out. Now, in my case, I don't know your case, but in my case, we have plenty of dogs for him to run around and kind of get rid of some of that energy. But maybe you're not letting him out long enough. Maybe he needs to be out there a little bit longer. Now, I don't know if you live up north or down south, but I can tell you down here in Southeast Texas, man, it's getting hot and humid. And so to tell you leave him out there an extra 30 minutes might be you might end up killing the dog. So make sure to use your common sense, but it almost seems like the dog needs a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know if you would be interested, but if you could invest in one of those indoor treadmills for dogs, that could be a good possibility. But I can tell you at 11 months, yeah, they're still pups, man. They're still puppies. Shay Tree, nothing but love. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Ghost Baby Brown says, oh, I'm not a paying member. Sorry, guess I'll try a different video. Okay. Ghost Baby, I'm not saying that I won't answer non-member questions. As you can see, I answered your question before I got here. What I'm saying is, if you text me on my phone, right, and you are demanding that I answer your questions and you become manipulative because you're trying to get me to stop my world for an hour and answer everything that you want under the sun, even though you didn't buy from me, you're not a paying member or anything. I'm just letting the world know those manipulative tactics they're not going to work with me. It's just not going to fly. That's what I meant. But okay, but however you want to take it, I could understand. Excel Champ Cooper says, my dog broke 2 nails. Should I be worried it's not bleeding? Okay, Excel Champ, you just hit on something, because my girl Aruba, let me bring her up. She's my yard matriarch right here. That's Fireball's sister. She just broke a nail. And I didn't realize that she broke a nail because the nail did not come off. She actually split the nail, like right down the middle. Right down the middle. She split it. How do I know? Well, this morning, I noticed that one of her toes, if you will, is completely swollen. And when I, upon closer examination, I noticed that the nail had cracked through the middle. So I'm glad you asked that. So I immediately just started her on antibiotics. I'm not a vet, so I can't tell you what dosage to give your dog. All I can tell you is I'm giving my dog something called Keflex or cephalexin, right? Just fish antibiotics that you could buy online. I'm giving her that with cheese, with the appropriate dose. I suggest you go online and you do your research on the dose. I can't give you that because I'm not a veterinarian. But I started her on that, and then I also bought betadine iodine, right? Betadine iodine, and I poured it on there, okay? Because I wanted to be as disinfected as possible. Now, Betadine iodine is good as an antifungal, also as an antibacterial. Once it dries, it pretty much stops both from reproducing. So right now, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully, I could get the swelling down with the antibiotics. If not, in order to get access, I might have to give her some cortisol, right? Ointment, in order to bring down that inflammation. So hydrocortisone is what I meant to say. Hydrocortisone in order to bring down the inflammation. Tanya Murray, a video of yours came across my feed about a natural antibiotic. Okay. I'm unable to find it now. Can you tell me what it was? Yes. Well, there's several. Cilantro, parsley. Let me think here. There's a natural antifungal in oregano. It's got a particular oil that's antifungal. I'm trying to think here. Oh, of course, garlic. Garlic is an antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. I mean, you name it. Garlic is great. In fact, I had somebody contact me about a month ago, and she told me that her dog actually, she tried giving him a vinegar bath, and I don't know if it was his condition or if he's actually allergic to vinegar. But when she poured the water and vinegar, so 1 part water, 1 part vinegar, when she poured it on the dog, she says that he actually became more irritated, right? Her dog has been battling with ringworm. And so one of my recommendations was 1 part water, 1 part white vinegar, reset the pH on the coat, and let's see what happens. Well, it turns out that it kind of burned the dog a little bit. So obviously I told her, water him down, right? Dilute that vinegar and dry him off. She did that. So then she wanted to know if there was any other natural, remedy that I could think of. And I told her, I said, look, I did this once because I had a puppy that got ringworm and it worked. And so this is my recommendation. Grab yourself 4 or 5 garlic cloves, throw them in a blender, pour water, plenty of water, like a liter or 2 of water, blend it till you can't make out any type of garlic in there. It looks like juice. There's no garlic. You can't tell there's any garlic in there. Once you're done with that, that's what you're going to bathe the dog in. And you're going to let him, once you bathe them with it and you put the garlic everywhere and whatnot, you let the dog have it on its body for a good 10 or 15 minutes and then dry them off with a towel. And she did that. It's been about a month. I just got a text from her this past Tuesday that he's improved tremendously. So there you have it. Natural antibiotic, garlic. Artist German says, how I purchase a dog from you in the future. Artist, excellent question. The way you do it is you download QBN app. Okay, let me bring up a banner here for all of you. And you could download that. Download QBN app, right? And you could download QBN app, whether in the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending if you have an iPhone or an Android. It's absolutely free. We're going to be posting upcoming litters there once we have them confirmed. I can tell you, since you're asking, we're looking to breed our girl Ali, this female right here. Let me go ahead and bring down your comment for just a second. Okay. So we're going to be breeding this girl right here, Ali, and also our this girl right here, right, to this boy right here, Hector, right? I refer to him as the walking standard right here, this dog right here. And we already bred him to our girl, Athena. And, one of the pups that we got from there is this girl right here, Happy. And by the way, this is our girl, Happy, at 10 weeks. Really, really good looking female. So we're really excited. So make sure to download QBN app. We're going to be posting everything through there. Real quick, I want to send a special shout out to Miss Ella. Miss Ella, thank you for coming on.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
It's claro que sí, cabrón. That's our welcoming greet. We're on every Friday and Monday at 8 p.m. CST. We're going to answer all member questions. You now have that little symbol by your name. So any question you want to ask that pertains to dogs that I know of, I'm going to give you my best shot every single time. So thank you so much. Most hated native. Look at that. I remember. Greeting QBN fam. What's going on, man? Number love. Appreciate you. Lili, Bochinche. That's it. Bochinche. All right. Shade Tree, QBN for life. Raul Fams. You got it, Miss Shade Tree. Thank you so much. Ghost Baby Brown. Blueberry is gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, Ghost Baby Brown. And thank you for sticking around. It's not that I don't want to answer your questions. It's just how you go about it, really. It's like anything else in life. Thank you so much. Shade Tree says Blueberry is king. Well, speaking of Blueberry, and I know that this video is going to get dinged, but for those of you that have never heard the Blueberry Blues, right? I'm going to go ahead and play it and check it out. Hold on a second. Let me get this banner down, and we're going to play for you the Blueberry Blues. Please, if you don't like curse words, put your fingers in your ears and go la, 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 because there are curse words in the song. Here we go.
Like blue eyes in a sea of blue, I can't stop thinking about you. The way you walk, the way you stand, the way you do you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. That's right, blue, blue, blue. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You act like you own the place. In the QBN yard, you're far away. Blueberry motherfucker, you. Saving my nickels and dimes, taking my time so I can get my bone and structure from Blueberry motherfucker, you. I know you're gonna produce. I got to save up. I gotta invest in you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You are the best, cleaner than the rest. Blue, 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 sweet blue. You sexy motherfucker, you. We love you, we sure do. Drink you like blueberry juice. Blueberry motherfucker, you. I see many blue dogs, but none are like you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You blueberry motherfucker, you. You got me waiting and waiting, gave me the blueberry motherfucker blues.
Now, if that is not one of the sexiest songs for a dog out there, I don't know what is, man. I don't know what it is. Sorry, I had to play it. I hope I didn't insult anybody. Understand, I wet them down, says Artis. Okay, he's talking about, okay, I get you. Shade Tree says, flicking a flea. Do you know I use garlic and diatomaceous earth? We have never gotten fleas, thank God. Is love. Yeah, absolutely. That's what garlic is known for mostly, is for parasites. They leave the dog. They don't want to be around. Their cousins, I think. Stud is Sulema Santiago. Okay, cousins. At 20 and 23 koi, yeah, no problem. You're good. You're good. As long as there's no underlying health issues, you're good. Okay. I hope I pronounced this right. Connor Edgy, when's the next stack off? It's going to be the first week in the month of July, possibly July. I don't want to say July 4th, man. It's going to be that first Monday. I'm not sure what day it is right now. Roca family, my pit had puppies. All right, congrats. She got really skinny after feeding them for the past 5 weeks, even though I fed her 2 times a day. What is the best, excuse me, what is the best food to give her to gain weight again? Caloric dense foods that I give my dogs primarily when they're feeding milk. One of the things that helps dogs produce more milk is anything that is lactose based. So I give my dogs cottage cheese with their foods. Okay. Obviously, I increase the foods when they're feeding, right? If you're feeding raw, I would just probably increase the carbohydrates a little bit. Sweet potato, a little bit more, maybe even a little bit more rice. That wouldn't be the worst thing. If you're feeding kibble, probably adding sweet potato to the kibble, maybe even some rice is going to increase the weight rather quickly. I don't know. You got to play it by ear because sometimes dogs even become picky after they give them birth. There's certain smells or taste or whatever that turns them off. So you got to kind of gauge that and figure it out and give them more of what it is. One of the things we do a lot too, if I notice my dog's starting to get a little bit bored, change up the vegetables that are going with the chicken quarters, or maybe even change the protein source from chicken to beef, that sort of thing. Adam Fields, good evening. What's up, Adam? Number love, man. Appreciate you. BEK checking in. You know it. Shade Tree, BEK in the house. Brother Adam. Most hated native, day 10 on Nuvet, and my dog's skin healing just fine. Hair starting to grow back. I've been spraying vinegar, water on hot spots and back paws. Any other suggestions? Most hated native. Let me just say, man, I'm glad to hear that things are working out for you. I've been saying it forever, but one thing is me saying it, and another thing is you taking your time, and I thank you for it. Letting the world know that Nuvet is working out for you, right? You're also spraying vinegar on the hot spots and back paws. Any other suggestion? I do have another suggestion for you that I think is going to help you out quite a bit. And that suggestion is, and actually I'm going to be making a video tomorrow about it. So I'm kind of letting you guys in on a tiny little secret, right? And that is adding betadine, not provolone, not betadine iodine with vinegar. Check it out, guys. I'm gonna give you all the ins on this. You add, so how much? I already know. There's somebody looking at the screen. How much betadine? Chill out. Just hear me out here for a second. You're gonna grab yourself a cup. Don't get yourself a coffee cup like me. Get yourself one of those. What do you call them? Cups that you throw away. You drink one time and throw disposable cups. There you go. Get yourself a good 10-ounce disposable cup if you can. What I want you to do is throw in there about 4 ounces worth of vinegar. So, yeah, 4 ounces worth of vinegar. Then add 4 ounces worth of water. Okay. Then I want you to pour betadine in there till it gets like a tea coloring. Don't ask me how much. Till you get tea coloring in there. It's still transparent, but it's dark enough that you can tell that there's tea in there, right? Like there's tea in there. Then I want you to spray that not only on the hot spot. I want you to grab the dog's paw, not my coffee cup, but that disposable cup. I want you to put the paw inside of that cup, in that concoction I just told you about. And let it air dry. Do not dry it with a towel. And that should be able to help you out a lot because the iodine, like I said earlier, kills bacteria and will also kill fungus, right? Then in addition to that, the vinegar will create an environment because it resets the pH. It creates an environment where bacteria and fungus don't want to grow in that area. So you're giving it a double whammy. But you got to make sure you water it down. Otherwise, you're going to have a very strong acid in the vinegar. Oh, you're probably asking what kind of vinegar, Raul. Is it apple cider vinegar? Is it white vinegar? It doesn't matter. Either one. It doesn't matter. You're going to be all right. All right? And Sarata says, Roca family, I had to feed my female 3 or 4 times a day while nursing and for a bit after. Now, good point, Sarata. But sometimes they don't want to eat. Here's where Nuvet and NuJoint come in. First of all, with Nuvet and NuJoint, I have noticed that my dogs take in 8% more of the food that I'm already feeding. I'm not feeding more. I'm not feeding less. I'm feeding the same amount. However, 8% more is being absorbed. That's got to do with the fact that Nuvet not only has probiotics, it also has things in there, enzymes, that actually help absorb more of the food that your dog's already eating. 8% more. If your dog was weighing 8% more, I'm sure that would be better than where they're at right now, right? It's a step in the right direction. Also, you're getting the vitamins and the joint support that your dog's going to need. Because when a dog loses weight, let me explain this to you. This happens not just with dogs. It happens with mammals in general. I can only speak from experience with humans because I'm a nurse. And that is when a human being, and when I say human being, again, it applies to all mammals as well. So we got to include dogs. When human beings go into starvation, what ends up, or mammals, better yet, when they go into starvation, what ends up happening is the body starts to prioritize what it needs most. So brain is prioritized, heart is prioritized, lungs, liver, spleen, pancreas. Basically, everything you have within your ribs and your brain are going to be prioritized. So what I mean by that is that everything outside of that area, your legs, the dog's front legs, back legs, so on and so forth, they go down in the order of priority. In fact, what ends up happening is when the body starts to starve, it starts to eat away at the proteins and fats and whatever you got stored out in your limbs because they're lower in the priority, right? So what ends up happening is it'll start eating, say, your bicep muscle and breaking it down to amino acids and then trying to create sugars from there in order to feed itself. The body's not very efficient in doing that. So for an ounce of muscle that it breaks down, it might only be able to consume 15 grams of sugar, which is nothing, half of an ounce, right? So it's not very efficient in doing that. In the process in doing that, it's also going to break down soft tissue, cartilage, right? Ligaments, right? Cartilage, ligaments, tendons. It's going to eat away at that because it needs to feed the heart, the lungs, the liver, the brain. Those are the top priority. So the reason I'm saying all that is because with Nuvet, not only are you giving it essential vitamins and minerals, because it also has minerals that it already brings in there. In addition, it kind of turns on the switch for the dog to want to eat. And in whatever it eats, at least I've seen it with my dogs, there has been an increase in 8% in weight without feeding anything else. So there you have it. Nuvet NuJoint DS. Our ordering code is 513237. You get 13% off with auto ship. You're also automatically entered, right? Automatically entered in our end of year Nuvet raffle, which I will give you Nuvet and NuJoint DS for all the dogs in your yard for free for an entire year. In addition, I do want to bring something up because I don't think many of you are aware of this. If you are, please let me know. But I want to share something with you guys. And it's a new prize or raffle, if you will, or I don't know, game that we're doing. And what it is I want to read it to you. It says, if you want to enter our contest, that's what it is, a contest. Make sure to watch every video in the playlist below. This playlist right here. It says contest playlist. So if you go to my homepage, you're going to find a contest playlist. Listen, it says we will be posting 20 questions. So I'm going to be asking 2 questions from each video. The first 3 people that answer all 20 questions correctly first are going to win, right? The prizes are first place. Check it out, man. We're not messing around. We're not playing around. All right. First place, $200 to spend on Amazon. Whatever you want on Amazon. Okay. I'm going to get it for you. Plus, you're going to get 2 Nuvet bottles and 2 NuJoint DS bottles. We're going to ship them to you. Second place, you're only going to get $50 to spend on Amazon. Hey, it has to be a marked difference. And you're going to get 1 Nuvet and 1 NuJoint DS. Third place, you're going to get a Nuvet bottle. And that's it. We will post the 20 questions on July 19th. You got between now and July 19th to watch 10 videos in that playlist. Keep in mind, the faster you answer correctly, the better odds you have on winning, okay? Also, hold on, let me move this over because it's kind of, there you go. There you go. We will post the 20 questions on July 19th in our community link. So if you go to YouTube, right, and better yet, let me show you guys. Let me bring it up. And bear with me here just 1 second. All right. Okay, let's get there. You go. Yeah, if you go to YouTube, there we go. There you go. Let me bring it up so you can see it. If you go to our YouTube page, guys, you're going to be able to see it. And right, you go to our YouTube page, you're going to see posts, right? You're going to be able to click there. You're going to be able to read it there. And also here is where I'm going to be asking the questions, and everyone and their sister is going to see who answered first and whether the answers are correct or not once I review it. This way, it shows that we're being completely transparent. There's no favoritism whatsoever. If you come in and you do what you got to do and you win, you're going to get your prize, all right? So it is what it is. Inserata, okay, we answered that. My bad. Adam feels saluting. Sulema, they're cousins, I think. Stud grandpa from dad and mom are full siblings. One of them is the dad of the female. I hope that help is a little weird to explain. No worries. As long as they're cousins, it doesn't matter. We're good. Shaytree says, Ali, gentle, beautiful girl. This breeding is going to be so mouth-watering. Wow. I am so way behind on the comments. So let me try and let me try and catch up. By the way, I just love this. The freaking chest. Damn it. I love it. You got it. She's talking about the breeding that we got coming up. Frida Stravia says she does like the song. And this is very important because Miss Frida Stravia, if you know her, she doesn't like cursing whatsoever. So that's a big thumbs up. Connor Edgy, I think it's a custom song, guys. Yeah, it is. I actually made the song on AI, by the way. So I appreciate it. Blueberry Blues, you got it. If you guys ever hear that song, you know where it came from. Heather Briseño, one of my females, broke a nail off about 6 months, and it started growing outwards a little bit. And this Monday, I noticed that she started limping, and her pad was swollen and red, so I gave her some. I'm thinking, okay, here it is. Some amoxicillin, and she's back to normal today. Yeah, but here's the thing, Heather. Look, do your research. Again, I'm not a vet. I can't sit here and give you veterinary advice. But I do know this much. Don't just give amoxicillin for a day or two until the dog looks like it's good and stop all of a sudden. Because then what could happen is the bacteria there, they didn't get the full therapeutic effect. So now they're able to kind of breed amongst each other and create resistance to that drug and make matters worse. So If you ever start your dog on an antibiotic, my recommendation is do your research. Don't just stop it all of a sudden. If last I read somewhere, don't quote me, they got to be on for at least 10 days. So just a word of advice, my friend. Ella, I have to go back and rewatch this for the garlic blend. Ella, it's really simple. Water, 1 liter of water in your blender, or even 2 if you need it, and put 4 or 5 garlic cloves. Run the blender for a half hour if you have to until it becomes like one big juice, and then that's what you're going to pour. You're going to leave it on the dog for a good 10 or 15 minutes, and then you're going to dry the dog off. Okay. But again, we only use that because the half water and half apple cider vinegar or white vinegar actually made the dog worse, or he had a reaction to it. That was the reasoning why we did that. Sorry. How many dogs are you able to participate with? Connor, I don't care how many dogs you participate with. Here's the deal. Let me just say this, because there's always someone, and it's not you, Connor. You just brought it up in my head, so I want to say it for people to know. There's always somebody that's trying to get over. There's always somebody, I'm going to tell them I got 20 dogs and I only got 2. Here's the deal. Guys, when you order Nuvet and NuJoint DS through AutoShip, I see the order. So if you're ordering for 2 dogs, I'm going to see that you're ordering for 2 dogs. If you're ordering for 8 dogs, I've had people here that order for 8 dogs. I'm going to see that you ordered for 8 dogs. You see what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from. So please do not only have an order for 2 dogs and try to convince me that you have 20 dogs. It's not going to work. Okay. So I'm just giving you the heads up, because in this community, we can get imaginative sometimes. Adam Field says July 7th will be the next stack off. There you go. Sulema, female, clean embark, male, show mast cell tumor, and ATB7B. Can you tell me what ATB7B is? I don't remember off the top of my head. Mast cell tumor, I could tell you, is coming up on All American Bullies, and that's just a flag. It's not the end of the world. Roca family, thanks for the answer. We'll do suggested. You got it, man. Connor Edgy, Adam Fields, do you know an approximate time? He doesn't. I do. Literally, we're probably going to be going live. I think we did 8 p.m., right? Last time. Yeah, it's going to be 8 p.m. because in the summer, due to the time change and all that, the sun is up a little bit longer. Shade Tree, I got the members mark from Sam's. I gave it to my dog. Shade Tree, you're making it hard on me. She gained so much weight that I will not give it to her anymore. Hope that helps. Okay, so members mark as well. Shade Tree's advising. Yeah, Adam Fields already knows, 8 p.m. Miss Ella says that paw dip, instead of a disposable cup, can we use one of those paw cleaners just for that? Absolutely, Miss Ella. I just say disposable cup because I'm a breeder. I've been doing this now for 10 years. We got quite a few dogs. I'm not going to buy a paw cleaner for each particular dog. If I got one, I'll use it for all of them, right? But then I start thinking like a nurse, and then I'm like, well, what if the dog has a fungal infection? Do I really want to pass that to all the other dogs? No. So what's the best way to go about? Well, in the medical field that I was in, or that I am in, everything is disposable, right? So that's why I said that. But definitely, you could, if you have a paw cleaner for your dog, go right at it. That's not an issue. And Sarata says, I soaked my Nimbus foot like that after she had a thorn or a sting in it and got infected, and it worked after pulling it out, of course. Had to soak it daily for a couple of weeks. Yes, absolutely. We have TriStar Exotics. Thank you, Adam. It's Connor, by the way. Okay, so Connor's coming up. Bombo Jenkins, I was missing you already, man. I need somebody to challenge me out here, Bombo. I'm saying, man. Raul, what's good, big dog? Nothing much, man. I'm happy now. You're here, man, along with all of us. King Me 3181, thanks for the game. What you think about brewer's yeast for dog supplements? I think it's good. In fact, Nuvet has it. Here, let me just give you a couple of the ingredients that Nuvet has. Blue-green algae. By the way, guys, before you jump off a cliff, blue-green algae in the correct amounts. You can only imagine. This is approved by the FDA. It's never been recalled, right? So they know what they're talking about. But do not let your dog, because you see blue-green algae here, don't let your dog jump in a lake and eat blue-green algae. You'll get sick because the amounts have to be correct. We got brewer's yeast. Let me see. You were asking about brewer's yeast. So brewer's yeast is second on that list. Check it out, man. Brewer's yeast. There it is. Cat's claw, evening primrose oil, shark, cartilage, oyster shell, alpha amylase. I'm going to stop it there, man. I don't want you guys to steal the proprietary ingredients in Nuvet. But yeah, it's good, man. It's a good thing. Adam Field says, nice to get to know you, Connor. There you go, man. I just love the Q, the nation, the family, the camaraderie. Blah. You know the word I'm trying to say. I just can't say it. I love seeing that, man. Roca family, yeah, sometimes she does not want to eat. Thanks to everybody for helping me out. You got it, Roca. TriStar, you too, man. I'm going to take the day off of work for the stack off. Oh, so you two are going to be competing. I hope that you both make it to the final round. That would just make you guys best friends from that point on. Adam Fields says, Connor didn't take off last month, and it cost me. If you watch, you could tell, says Adam Fields. Shea Tree, is chlorhexidine safe to use with things like iodine and baking soda? No. Okay, no. I made a video about chlorhexidine and about bathing my dog in chlorhexidine. It was one of my viral videos. Took off like fire. Here's something you must know about chlorhexidine. Chlorhexidine, first of all, is caustic, meaning if your dog has a scratch or if it's got a cut or a hot spot and you pour chlorhexidine on there, it's going to eat away at it, right? Vinegar can potentiate it, right? Vinegar is an acid. This thing is caustic. You can make it a lot more caustic than what it already is. Don't throw baking soda in there because it might counteract the acidity that's in there in order for it to work. So if you're going to use chlorhexidine, my recommendation is, first of all, make sure you're mixing it with water in the right proportions and only use chlorhexidine by itself. Also, chlorhexidine, only use it as your last resort. Do not go running to chlorhexidine as your first, oh, we're going to fix this right away. No, don't go that route. I'm just letting you know, because if the day comes that chlorhexidine doesn't work, game is over. Just about nothing else will. I'm just saying, okay? Adam Field says, Connor, I didn't take off June. It cost me. If you can, I would. There you go. TriStar says, is Nuvet a good prenatal supplement? We give it to our females prenatally, postnatally. When the puppies come off mom, day 23, and we're about to feed them mush, we go with that. When mom postnatally, so we took the puppies off mom, guess what? They're on this. They're all being fed that at all times. Nuvet has been around now for 25 years. It has never been recalled. The reason this stuff works is it's cold press. It's not cooked. It's also made at human food grade, which is the highest grade level that you can offer to any being on this planet. So you know your dog is guaranteed to take in the vitamins and minerals and the joint support that Nuvet and NuJoint DS is offering. And like I said, it's going to help increase not just the appetite, but increase the amount of food that the dog is already intaking. Shade Tree, that's awesome. Yes. Good ethical breeders, most of them use Nuvet Plus and NuJoint DS. I couldn't say it any better. Ella says, what's the first video for the contest? I need to study. Miss Ella, you just motivated. You just don't know. I look at your picture, and that beautiful smile of yours just makes me, man, you just motivated. I love it. So, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. We're going to go into that playlist. See here. Okay, so let me put the playlist up. Here's the thing. I'm making a video tomorrow, and I didn't want to put the playlist up because, well, I didn't want everybody to jump up on there, but I guess I just let the cat out the bag, right? So I might as well show you guys. So let me change the screen. And let me show you, Miss Ella. What I want you to do is I want you to go to our homepage, right? You're going to go to our homepage. This is our homepage right here. This is what it looks like, right? When you get there, it's already, this is tonight's, but I want you to go to playlist. Click on playlist, and there it is, contest playlist. So we're going to show you all the videos. Insanely Easy Barf Diet 101. Look, you guys are going to pat me on the back on this one, because if you notice, the majority of the questions that are being asked, they're on the video. So Insanely Easy Barf Diet 101. Dog allergies are up. What you can, look at that. I misspelled row about it. What I meant to say is what you can do about it. I'll fix that here in a minute. Breeding breakdown. What happens when you breed a lilac tri bred to a blue? How to breed merles. We are talking dog colors. Check it out. Fixing feet. Here it is. Easty Westy. Excuse me. How to spot a top dollar American Bully fast. Master dog breeding. High rear problem solved. Make your dog switch to raw food in just 3 days. And lastly, 3 different dog foods for 30 days. Here's what happened. I can't make it any easier for you guys. We're educating you, and at the same time, you're entering a contest. I'm incentivizing you to be the person that's in the driver's seat as to what your situation is. Everybody's situation is different. And, be able to kind of grab the bull by the horns and kind of fix things yourself, man. And not, don't get me wrong. I want you to come on here live, and whatnot. But the reason I want you guys to be more on top of it is because once you guys watch these videos, the conversation changes. The conversation is not going to be basic questions that I'm going to be answering. By then, we will all know the answer to these questions. Therefore, now the conversation can be, okay, I tried it, it didn't work. Or, what are other options rather than just exclusively doing, what you're saying in this video. But we're not going to be able to reach that point unless, we all jump on there and we answer these questions, correctly. So that's what I got for you. So let me continue here. We got Miss Sulema. I'll be in that contest. I already saw some of those videos. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. This lady right here, Sulema Santiago, QBN is like crack to this lady right here. And I hope I'm not insulting you, Miss Sulema. I'm trying to be funny, and I'm trying to say what is true. You're addicted to QBN kennel content. It just is what it is. And let me just say that this is probably going to be the one lady you're going to have to beat. And if she's saying she already saw some of these videos, my best recommendation for you is to take a day off work and start watching these videos, because this lady right here is probably the favorite to win it. She has won just about everything in my wheel, in my prize wheel. If I ever put my house for sale on the prize wheel, I might as well not even spin it. I might as well just give it to her, because I already know she's going to win. I'm just letting you guys know. Miss Shatry says, all local honey works so good for antibiotic. It's amazing. Yeah, local honey is very good to improve the dog's immune system. Absolutely. Raw local. Yeah. Sulema says, copper toxicosis accumulating. That's another thing that is coming up a lot with American bullies. Again, if you have a dog that is showing up with copper toxicosis, which we spoke about, the accumulation is in the liver. It could actually affect the dog's liver. Just make sure you're not feeding foods that are very high in copper. We went live not so long ago, and we looked up the foods. I suggest you do the same. Just stay away from those. I believe fish was in there. Sardines was one of them. Most hated native. Do you think E3 Elite antifungal and antibacterial shampoo for horses will help my dog? I tried it last year without Nuvet, so we didn't get the maximum benefits. Most hated native, tell me what it is that's happening to your dog. I can tell you that E3 is an excellent antifungal. It's got ketoconazole in there. It's very good, very effective. It's worked very well in my yard. I made a video on that. TriStar Exotic says, oh, you win Nuvet if you win the stack off. By the way, Raul, your attitude is what brought me to the channel. You're so real and say stuff how it is. That's a compliment, by the way. Thank you, TriStar. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes, and look, it is what it is. You know, sometimes I'm going to rub people the wrong way. And sometimes it's not even anything, you know, that I'm doing or that they're doing. Sometimes it could be that there's a generational gap. Maybe the words I use, you know, come across tough or whatnot. But I will tell you one thing about me. If you haven't figured it out, if you don't believe me, go back to 5 or 6 years ago when I was making videos. Same thing. And that is what you see is what you get. That's it. Period. There's no, what do they call it? Hoodwinking and playing. I don't do all that stuff, man. I'm not good at it. Mike Hannigan, salute, Raul. What's a suggestion for a dog with an eye infection? Okay, Mike Hannigan. What I'm going to give you right now is an old breeder's remedy for pink eye. Okay, pink eye is one of the most minimum eye infections out there. Okay. If your dog has something more serious than that, I recommend you go to a vet. But since you asked, I'm going to shoot it out. And that is nothing more than chamomile. Buy yourself either chamomile tea or the real deal. I buy it all the time at a Mexican grocery store. They got chamomile itself. You boil it. Okay. Once you boil it, you put the water through a strainer. Then you get yourself paper towels. Something disposable like that. You throw them in there. Then you press it. So, let out enough chamomile on there so that the paper towel still is soaked, but it's not dripping everywhere or anything like that. Go to the puppy. I usually do it on all my pups, whether they have an eye infection or not. And I'll pass it through their eyes, make sure the water gets in the eye. And I do that 2 or 3 times a day. It keeps them away from getting any type of eye infection. And if it's pink eye, and that is because chamomile has antibiotic properties in it, okay? And it's not very aggressive. It's not acidic or anything like that, okay? So try that out. Troy Wallace, appreciate the game. Good knowledge, man. Number love, bro. That's what the platform is for. Sulema, about the mast cell tumor, that means the pup of 2 dogs with clean embark are going to show the mast cell tumor. Both those pups are healthy. Thanks for all the knowledge. Yeah. The mast cell tumor, y'all remember when the CRD1 and CRD4 were coming up all the time? That's similar. We're not going to tell with time. We're not going to tell until time passes. But right now, it's coming up on every single bully. It's just a new thing that they're putting up. TriStar says, so Adam, bring your A game, bud. Either we're going to be enemies or best buds, like Raul said. Look, I'm loving it already, man. Is this a rivalry that we're noticing here? Thank you, Shade Tree. Adam says, we'll be enemies while stacking, but friends while not competing. What about we'll be competitors, not necessarily enemies? I like that word a little better. Miss Ella says, okay, great. Now I can watch the playlist and try the contest too. Good luck, everybody. Miss Ella, I got a feeling if you go into this with that enthusiasm, you're gonna be tough. You're gonna be tough to beat. TriStar says, I never done a stack off before, but I'm gonna do my best. You got it, man. Shade Tree contested. Somebody say contest. I love contests. What a joke, says William Waldrop. So you see, there's always one, man. There's always somebody that comes on and yeah, oh my goodness, the end of the world. Hold on, man. William. There you go, buddy. There you go. So your comments won't show up anymore. There you go, man. Thanks for doing it. Shade Tree says, I just went to the playlist and you better be scared. I've seen all the videos too, and I will watch them all again and again and again. So be scared. So the reason you want to watch these videos, guys, is because the questions I'm already going to tell you. I'm going to tell you already. The questions are going to be difficult. Some questions you're going to know the answer automatically to because you watch these videos. Some questions you're just not going to be able to, because there's only so much a human being can retain, and you're going to have to go watch it. But the less videos you have to go rewatch to get the answer, the faster you're going to be able to get your answers together, right? If that makes any sense. So whether I win or not, I'm already winning, learning how to take care of my baby. So trophy for me. Thank you, QBN. I can see me being a future crack addict too. There you go, Miss Ella. It's already a win, right? It's already a win. So if you get free Nuvet, great. If you get $200 to spend on Amazon, great. If you don't, great. You already won. That's the attitude to have going in. Adam says, Shay, he's already. Sulema, all good, Raul. You got it. Oh, man. Sulema, I could already see Sulema and Ella. Oh, this is gonna be a good contest. Shay says, I'm such a goof. Nothing to be afraid of, but I laugh typing that, laugh out loud. Yeah, little Miss Shatry here. She's another competitor. Ella says, yes, Raul's attitude, love, passion for his dogs, what brought me to this channel. All right, Miss Ella, if you ever see me wagging the tail at wagging the finger at somebody, just realize every now and then I do that on my channel. So I'm just letting you know. You just listen to the whole thing and you'll understand why I'm wagging the finger. Ella, it's addicting, says TriStar. I've been watching all the videos for the last few weeks. Thank you. Do me a favor. When you watch the videos, give us a share, give us a like, give us a comment. Help us out. Help the algorithm out. Push the stuff out. So, yeah, man, let me give this oh my goodness, man. Active live. You do not have an active live on the selected page. So, Jesus Christ, where do I select the page? Hold on a second, guys. Let me give this thing one other try, because, man, when I tell you that okay, here we go. YouTube channel. There you go. So hopefully this thing will sign me into the YouTube channel and will recognize that I'm here and allow me to connect it somehow. And then you guys are really going to enjoy this if it does work, and it doesn't. So I'm just going to have to work with it. I'll have it up and ready by Monday. Alberto Ayala. What's up, Alberto? Hi, Raul. I seen some post about members mark Sam's kibble causing his dog to gain excessive weight. Is this food not recommended, or is there a different kibble I should try? Thank you for your help. Well, Alberto, let me say this. I tell everybody to feed their dog raw, first and foremost, right? But people have asked me recently, what's your go-to kibble? My go-to kibble is the sweet potato and salmon members mark at Sam's Club. Now, I don't feel that my dogs are overweight. Now, right now, we're cooking food, so they're eating raw, cooked, and kibble, all three together at the same time. It may just be that, first of all, it caused Miss Shatry's dog to gain weight, or Miss Shatry may be feeding a little bit too much. Might have to scale back down a little bit. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ella says, yes, I've seen the finger wagging already. She's cracking up. Okay. Sometimes I can get belligerent. I'm just letting you know. Queen's New Blood says, might have sent them all as well. I guess seen them all as well. I have to look again. Some I rewatched just in case. Not beloved, man. Yeah. Those videos, which is amazing to me, these last, I want to say 12 or 15 videos I made, you're going to notice that a lot of the thumbnails here, let me see if I can bring it up. You're going to notice that a lot of the, here you go. You're going to notice that a lot of the thumbnails have that yellow bar on the top. These videos, and I do that on purpose. Those videos are very, very informative. What gets me, and it's crazy, what gets me is I have these past videos that are not so educational, I feel, or not as educational, and they're getting enormous amount of views. And then these educational videos that I'm pouring my heart and soul into, giving you the same information I'm giving you here, I'm giving it to you there. For some reason, it just doesn't take off. So it is what it is. Maybe people, they don't like the feeling of having to learn or whatever. I can understand. You're working the whole week and then this dude shows up trying to give you a class. I get it, man. Detroit, what is going on, man? Murder Mitten Man. Wow. What a name, man. All right. Most hated native, 2.5 years of kibble, weakened my dog's immune system. It can do that. We've been battling food allergies and seasonal allergies ever since. Bald patches on ears, tail, and rear legs. Huh. Okay. So, immune system. If we want to improve the immune system, definitely raw local honey is something you want to do. However, it sounds like the dog has allergies. Let me explain, because I might be confusing you. So when a dog has allergies, or a being for that sense has allergies, and there's a hot spot, a lot of times what's happening is the immune system is overstimulated in that area, or if you consumed a particular food, when that food comes in, it overstimulates. So it's not a matter of not having enough immune system or the immune system not necessarily working properly. It may just be that it's overreacting, right? So by all means, I'm not saying we need to dull down the immune system. I'm not saying that whatsoever. All I'm saying is, if you notice you give honey, and rather than the symptoms lessening, they get worse, you got to get rid of the honey, because if your immune system is already overreacting and now we pour honey, it's almost like pouring pouring gas over the fire. You're just going to make the fire burn more, right? So you could try the honey, and if things get better, then it could be that the immune system is not working the way it should, or the opposite. If it gets a lot worse, then it could be that the immune system is already overreacting and this thing is just making matters worse, right? If it makes any sense. What I would do also is I would take the dog to the vet so they could scrape the hot spot. And the reason I would want them to scrape the hot spot is because I want to know if it's a bacteria that's there or a fungus. So hear me out. When a dog has allergies and it scratches, there are opportunistic microorganisms that are going to move in. Like, for example, Staphylococcus aureus. Human beings, we got it all over our skin. The minute you have a scratch and you get an infection there, if you don't take care of it, it could turn into a staph infection, because Staphylococcus aureus is supposed to be on top of the skin, not underneath the 7 layers of it. You see what I'm saying? So I would want the veterinarian to go ahead and let me know if that's bacterial or fungal, because that would also change what I'm going to do. One thing is a constant. I would feed my dog garlic, because garlic is antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. So it's anti anything that's alive, right? But, if you're going to be putting, say, vinegar water on the dog's hotspot, it's going to help a lot more with fungal than it will with bacterial, for example, right? So we might have to change from, say, maybe water and vinegar to water and betadine. Just an example. So, yeah, I would definitely want to know what's there. Alice says, TriStar Exotics. I started binge watching his videos looking for help for my baby. He's answered questions for me and old videos too. Thank you, Miss Ella. Yeah, I'm glad I can do. You know what, Miss Ella? Look, you all made my night. But when I see somebody coming in with this type of attitude and just positive vibes coming in, it just motivates, man. Sulema says, also can happen if she doesn't exercise the dog, and that also caused the dog to gain weight. It could be so many factors, guys. It could be lack of exercise. It could be overfeeding. It could be that the dog doesn't process carbohydrates the way other dogs do. You got to realize that the pancreas on domesticated dogs is typically bigger than that of wolves, but they all still have different size pancreases. I'm just saying, it could be so many things. Shaytree, she broke her own roll because she hates dog kibble and fed farm a table, but her husband went to save money and say he had a supplement with dog kibble. She loved her dog. I would never overfeed. I know you wouldn't, Miss Shay. I'm just throwing that out there. It could just be so many different things. That's all. Different factors. I'm seriously considering your raw diet. Most hated native. Basic. Quarter chicken, water, and Nuvet. That's all you're going to see. Start out with that. If you see rapid improvement, then there's definitely a food allergy. All right. But wait, before you start with what I just said, make sure you transition. Go look at my transitioning from kibble to raw video. Otherwise, you're going to have explosive diarrhea. And, I'm just giving you a heads up. How much raw local honey should a 53-pound bully eat? What about coconut oil? Okay, both of those, a teaspoon, which is half of a tablespoon. Actually, it's less than half. It's a third. A tablespoon is 15 mLs. A teaspoon is 5 mLs. So 5 mLs is nothing. It's just a little tiny bit. Okay, because you got to keep in mind, you're going to be giving this daily, over and over and over again, right? TriStar, does anyone have recommendations for promoting a litter, finding the best class audience to buy pups? So TriStar, I have a suggestion. So here's the deal. I have said it before in videos of mine. I call it the 0.01% rule. And that means that for every 1,000 followers, you may have one buyer. May. The word may is very important. I call it, so rather than 0.01 rule, it should be the 0.005 rule. So you may have a buyer. So for every 2,000 followers you have on social media, that's going to equal one buyer. One. Uno. So your job as a breeder, in my opinion, to make your life easier, not just in selling the pups, but in being able to choose the best home for them, which should be your priority, is have as many followers as you can. Why is that? Let me give you an example. Just an example. So say you have across all your platforms, say QBN right now, we have, say, 500,000 subscribers. That's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of our Facebook accounts, all of our YouTube accounts. I'm just throwing an example out there. So that's 500,000, right? Here we go. So that's 500,000 followers, right? So we're going to go ahead and divvy that up by 2,000, right? I'm going to divvy it up by 2,000. And that means I got 250 clients, 250 people that want to buy. This is very important. Why is it? Because say I now have 2 litters, right? I just mentioned to you guys, I have 2 upcoming litters. One of them is going to be with our girl, Ali. That's this girl right here, right? Our girl, Ali. And then the other one is going to be with our girl. And it's going to be this girl right here, right? So say that in the best case scenario, I have 10 pups each litter. Just an example. And I'm going to keep 1 puppy from each litter. That means I have 18 puppies available, right? We said 250. We're going to divide that by 18. And that means I will have 13.8 or close to 14 customers per puppy. Now I have demand for my pups, right? Now I can truly sit here and pick and choose where they're going to go. It even stops being a monetary situation at that point. You got 14 people behind each pup. What are you asking for? $5,000? They all got $5,000 in their hands. So don't even worry about the money. Now it's a matter of Okay, you show dogs? Yeah, I show dogs. I have 3 grandchildren. Okay, great. Dang. Let me look at your facilities. I love, you see what I'm saying? Makes your life that much easier. But if you have pups and then you're trying to find a way to sell them, it can get a little bit complicated for you. So that legwork should have been done prior to. I know you're just joining us now. You probably didn't have that information, but maybe for your next litter, before they drop, if you work more on your marketing, it's going to help you move those pups a lot faster and get them into better homes. Shade Tree, I'm so responsible and feed correctly, says Shade Tree. I know, Miss Shay. I know, Miss Shay, come on. We're just messing with you. We're just messing with you. Queen's New Blood says, could have sworn y'all talked about it, but thoughts on giving dogs raw honey combs on occasion. Listen, I don't know if raw honeycombs are good or bad for dogs. I've given it to my dogs in the past, and they're cool with it. So I'm cool with it. Shade Tree, my dog exercises every day. I have exercise room in my house when we can't go outside. Okay, Miss Shay. Jay Fred says, watching all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. I've learned so much from your videos. Thank you, Jay Fred. Number love, man. Trinidad. Look at that, man. We were once under the same flag at one point, man. Ella says, my dog is allergic to chicken. So the owner says, was my daughter's dog. So I continued the feeding, etc. But I'm not convinced. So I found you to help with my journey and learning. Okay, Miss Ella. So I've spoken on this quite a few times. The hormones, growth hormones, steroids that they give to chickens nowadays. I believe chicks, I forgot the number. I think within 41 days or so from the moment they're born, they're already so big that they can't even walk, and then they get slaughtered. Something like that. I don't remember the exact figures. But my point is, a lot of times what your dog is allergic to is the hormones and the steroids that are being put into the chicken, not necessarily the chicken itself. Now, one way you can know is if you're feeding raw, first thing I would do is take off the chicken skin and feed that to the dog. If you notice that the dog doesn't break out like it typically does or have a rash or anything like that, then you know the problem could be in the chicken skin you just pulled off. Okay. And the reason for that is because the chicken is going to store a lot of this stuff as fat. That's going to be that underlying layer underneath the skin. The other place it stores it is right in the liver, right? Which is one reason why over and over again, I tell people here in my yard, one of the reasons we use Nuvet and NuJoint DS is because I substitute Nuvet NuJoint DS for the liver, right? That way, I know for a fact my dogs are not getting the steroids or any of that stuff that they're putting in there. It's really that simple. Jay Fred says, just got a litter of 9 pups this morning. Oh, congrats. Only thing I need now is Nuvet products. Their diet I'm using is from your advice. Excuse me. There you go, man. Unfortunately, Nuvet is shipping to the U.S. Ever since the tariff situation with Canada. I think they stopped shipping to Canada. I'm not sure. Thank you, Raul. You got it, man. Anything I can help. Adam Fields, give a member a spin, Raul. Okay. Well, look, there's this new member we currently have. Her name is Ella. She is really, really, really motivated. And so we're going to go ahead and give her a spin. So sorry, Ella, I can't read your question right now because I'm bringing up the prize wheel. And boom, there it is. And so let me go answer your question, and then we're gonna spin the wheel. All right. Ella says he was purchased from in Tampa out the litter, so I had to get him when my daughter developed allergies recently. He's 5, and I've officially had him for 3 months. Okay. Yeah, Miss Ella, my videos, they talk about, allergies and This last video that speaks about the last video that speaks about raw feeding, you want to watch that. It really breaks down how to feed your dog and tell if your dog really has a chicken allergy or not. Okay, that video, let me see. Yeah, it's over here on the playlist. Let me show you that real quick before we spin. Check it out. It's this is the video I'm talking about. Insanely easy barf diet right here. Yeah, you definitely want to check that video out. It's going to show you what you got to do in order to figure out if your dog has a chicken allergy or not. All right, let me stop babbling and let me start spinning up in here. So, Miss Ella, here you go. We're going to go ahead and bring up the wheel. You've been very, 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 very interactive tonight. Your first night here at the Q, going live, right, for everybody to see. Let me go ahead and see if I can move this over. I can't. All right. So, Miss Ella, we have Regal Choice, which is right here, Regal Choice. That's nothing more than CBD for dogs. You get $100 here. You get Nuvet over here. You get a hat and beanie or a wristband, or you get to spin again, or we can set up a channel banner for you. Either way, let's get our hands together for Miss Ella. Let me make sure, because I'm here talking. I don't even know if y'all can see me. All right, Miss Ella, here we go. Here we go, Miss Ella. Here we go, Miss Ella. Oh, there it is. There. Oh, okay, wristband. Come on. Oh, man, that wheel. Sometimes it could give it, and sometimes it could take it away. All right, Miss Sulema Santiago, it's good for a dog to eat tuna every day. All right, so we've been in here for an hour and a half. We got 50 people up in here. So I'm going to drop a little gem. So if you got pen and paper, get it ready. I think you want this. So I'm going to show you guys what you can feed a female dog. Okay, a female dog. Actually, you can feed this to both a female and a male, but the effect that I'm about to talk about is mostly on the female dog. Hear closely. There are 3 things that help with a female releasing eggs, okay, when her time comes, right? When she goes in heat. But if you wait until she's in heat to give her what I'm about to tell you, is already too late, okay? You want to give her what I'm about to say before she goes in heat. Okay, so definitely we're going to have Nuvet and NuJoint DS already on board. Okay, we got that. But what I want you to do is I want you to buy nice and cheap and easy cans of sardine. I'm able to buy a can of sardines and it brings like 4 little sardines in there. It costed me 98 cents here at HEB here in Southeast Texas, right? What I want you to feed her in every feed, whether you're feeding kibble or you're feeding raw, is one of them little pieces of sardines that comes in that can that brings 4. Just one little piece every time she eats. Reason I want you to do that is because there's omega-3 in sardine, okay, and in tuna as well. But sardine packs a punch with it. Omega-3 is going to help the female release more eggs because it's going to regulate the hormones in her brain. Guys, whether a female releases more eggs or less has everything to do with what she has going on in her brain. Okay, it's a complete chain reaction from top to bottom. If you have a happy dog that's at home with you, air conditioned, she jumps on the couch, you're snuggling with her all day, guess what? She's probably gonna drop, unless she has something physically wrong with her. She's probably gonna drop an amazing number of litter of pups, okay? Because it's really meant, the way you reset the hormones in a female is through omega-3. Then vitamin A and vitamin E. Vitamin A and E. So you're not going to get vitamin A or E from the sardine. You're going to get that from an egg yolk. So you grab an egg yolk and you grab that piece of sardine and you smash it first, and then you whip it up, and you add that into the female's food, probably about a month and a half before you figure she's going to come in heat. Even 2 months, it doesn't hurt. And you start giving that every single day. By the time she comes in heat, by the time she's ready to be bred, she's going to release the maximum amount of eggs. Okay. That vitamin E is actually going to protect the egg, which means that so just so you know, when a female dog releases an ovum, she releases an egg. That egg, the life cycle is going to be approximately 5 days. Approximately. It's going to need 2 days to mature, and then 3 days possibly to be fertilized. And then typically, if it doesn't have enough vitamin E in there, by the time that 4th day from being fertilized shows up, it disintegrates and is gone. When you give vitamin E, it keeps that egg alive for an extra 24 to 36 hours. That's major when it comes to breeding. If you know anything about breeding, timing is everything, right? So there you have it, man. Eggs and sardines, all right? You heard it here first. Sulema Santiago, if I use salmon oil, I don't need coconut oil or honey. Salmon oil is amazing, okay? You may not need coconut oil, okay, if you're feeding that to your dog. By the way, what I just said, you can do salmon oil as well, or pollock oil as well. They're high in omega-3s. Definitely. But the honey is not replaced by the salmon oil, because the honey brings the bee's immune system with it, whereas the salmon oil doesn't bring that. Okay, so I just want you to understand why. J. Fred says, took my females off of Victor and switched to raw and kibble and called, and a kibble called Red Oak. Best thing you could have done, man. Chilean Gringo. Okay, hey there from New Zealand, loving the content. All right, man. All right, appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. TriStar Exotics, 500 buyers, I believe. Okay. Oh, you're saying, would you believe I would have had? No, it's less than that. With 500,000 followers? No, man. No, like I said, honestly, it's probably about 2,000 for every one for sure buy. Is what I mean to say. Shatri says, New Zealand, wow, never been there, but I want to. I do too. I've been to Australia, never been to New Zealand. I'm interested. I hear is one of the greenest countries in the planet, so I definitely want to go check it out. TriStar says, I haven't had the litter yet. Okay. Okay, sorry late, Marisol Timmons. Marisol Timmons, thanks for joining us. Ella says, I need to get an exercise room in my house for Callie. I have equipment for myself except a treadmill. Okay. Hey, step by step. Sean Wheeler, I was a breeder of Labrador retrievers hunting for years, and I've learned a lot from your channel. I do now have an XL bully, and I've learned so much from you. Man, Sean, let me tell you something, man. And I find this a lot with breeders from other breeds, not so much American bullies. American bullies, it's the thing about American bullies, or all breeds for that matter, they kind of, a certain kind of crowd in the great scheme of things gravitates towards each particular breed, depending on what it's for and that sort of thing. American bully breeders would never sit there and say, man, I learned so much. Well, let me not say all of them, a great majority. I learned so much from you, man. Thanks so much. It's really hard to get that from an American bully breeder. I'm talking about an established American bully breeder that's been breeding for years, like you're talking about here. But breeders from other breeds will, man, they'll salute you in a heartbeat, man. It just goes to show. Albert Ayala, I have a puppy coming Monday. He's on Diamond Natural. I really want to go raw. I'm watching your video and feel very comfortable. But being he is just getting here, should I wait a bit? Thank you. Yes, you should. Give that puppy at least a week, man. Let it, acclimate to everything that's going on. Why I say that? Because one of the things that will give puppies diarrhea is nerves. If they get nervous, they're going to have diarrhea. And if you're switching him from kibble to raw, and all of a sudden he's pooping out diarrhea for 7 days, now you don't know if he's pooping because he's nervous or he's pooping because of raw. So give him a good 7 days. As long as he's happy, wagging the tail, and you can tell he's kind of feeling at home, then go ahead and make the switch, man. Let the puppy be a pup. Marisol Tim has started my 26-day-old pups on raw. Nuvet on the way. There you go. Number love. Ms. Marisol, if you could do me a favor and update us in a subsequent live stream, let us know how it's going. Let us know how it's going with Nuvet. I really appreciate that. If you could take before after pictures, that'd be even great. Shade Tree Ella, love how much you love your dog. I hope you win the prize wheel, love. You see, Miss Shade Tree, nothing but love for you. I was just pulling your leg. Come on, Miss Shade Tree. Miss Shade Tree is she's a walking hug. That's what Miss Shade Tree is. She's a walking hug. I love her. TriStar says no, so I can't even get Nuvet. I'm in Canada. You can try reaching out to them until they determine that the tariffs are down, and then they're able to ship. I'm sorry, man. I really am. I've had people, tell me, hey, can you ship it to me? And I really can't. It ends up costing so much more. I had a winner once from a prize. He's in South Africa. It cost me $350 to get 2 bottles over there. 2 bottles to South Africa. It was $350. Just ridiculous, man. Ella, I did watch the barf diet video. I'm working on that. Thank you. There you go. I thought that Nuvet shipped to Canada as well. Ms. Shatry, it did. But not so long ago, our president decided he was going to tariff Canada, and there was like a little tariff war going on. And, I had people reaching out to me because they couldn't get their Nuvet. So I don't know where Nuvet is as far as that is concerned right now. My suggestion is try to order it. If it doesn't let you, then that's the reason why. TriStar, can I get a spin? Says TriStar. Man, TriStar. Okay, TriStar. Oh, you got it, TriStar. You got the spin, bud. I mean, you gifting. You gifted up.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
You TriStar, number love, man. You not only are getting a spin, you earned it, man. You earned it. Number love, man. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get TriStar a spin, man. Here we go. TriStar. There it is. Let's go. Let's see what you get, man. Oh. Okay, come on. Get the beanie. Get the beanie. Get the beanie. Dang it, TriStar. Hey, man. I was rooting for you the whole way, man. Man, Queen's New Blood, where them likes at, people? 47 people, only 33 likes. Come on, man. Give us a like. Give us a share. Give us some love. Come on, man. Ella says, I'm sorry. I didn't want to advertise another breeder on your channel, so I erased my comment once you read it. Miss Ella, I appreciate it. Thank you. Here's the thing, Miss Ella. It's not that I don't want to advertise other breeders. It's just that sometimes they may take the conversation that I'm having the wrong way. The fact of the matter is I'm going to call white and black. I'm not going to call it gray where there's the middle, whether I'm talking about myself or QBN or any other yard out there. So sometimes people get offended when, I come at you and speak my facts, but that's the main reason behind it. Alberto Ayala, all right. Sam Wheeler, I was a breeder of hunting labs and trained bird dogs for 25 years. I've learned so much from listening to your program. It's unbelievable. I do now own American Bully Excel. Man, Sean Wheeler, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to me. It actually humbles me. 25 years breeding. Jeez, bro. I've been doing this for 10 years. The thing about me is that when I come across something that I don't know how to fix, I deep dive. So let me explain. When I first started breeding, the rules of the game were a lot different than what they are now. I know I'm only talking about 10 years ago, but the speed of technology, 10 years, it's almost like 25 years had passed, to be honest with you. Back then, when I started breeding, believe it or not, people could post a dog and say the dog's price on Facebook. Oh, I want $5,000 for this dog, or he's going for so much. Straight up, $ with a number and comma and the whole 9 yards. Well, ever since, then and now, you can't do that. So it kind of changed the way people would market the dogs, the way people would show a litter, the way people would advertise altogether. It's just completely changed. Not only that, the breed has also evolved. When I first came in, there were dogs that looked nothing like an American Bully being advertised as an American Bully. Don't get me wrong, we still got some of those, but you could tell the numbers are dwindling. So just want to throw that out there. Sulema Santiago, number loves. Miss Ella says, Shea Tree, yes, I love my grand pup from the moment he came into our lives. I love that. J. Fred, so my females get a raw mix of fresh sardines, herring, raw chicken, lamb, or beef. Wow. Man, Trinidad's got it going on, bro. Woo-wee. You feeding some good stuff there, man. Marisol sure will. All right. J. Fred says, daily diet for my Akita, soft-boiled egg, fresh sardines, herring, raw lamb, chicken or beef, sweet potatoes, brown. J. Fred, you want to come on live here and give a class as to how to feed a dog? Because, bro, you're on point, man. Number love. J. Fred says, I believe the diet switch to increase my litter size. I've come from 4 puppy litter now to 9 pups. Yeah, absolutely. Vitamin A, E, and omega-3s. The combination of those 3 are the ones that do it. Man, Queen's New Blood, not just once, twice. You already know we're going to go ahead and play it. We're going to play it because we're going to play it. We're going to play it, Queen's New Blood. Here we go.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
And one more time.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
You know, we do this every Monday and every Friday at 8 p.m. CST. Queen's New Blood. I know you didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. We're going to go ahead and do 2 spins. Here we go. Queen's New Blood. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. So far, it's 0 for 2. Oh, there it is. There it is. Stop. Jeez. Look, Queen's New Blood. I feel it in my finger here before I press the middle of this QBN logo that you're going to win something on this next spin. So far, the wheel has gone 0 for 3. Here we go. Here we go. And there you go. There you go. Okay, stop. No. Man. Queen's New Blood. I'm sorry. The wheel is just the wheel. It's just the wheel, man. It's definitely, man. Queen's New Blood, forgot to do this Monday. Back to gifting memberships now. Number love. I really appreciate this, guys. Teray Thompson, how do you feel about these recent clonings that was done by that big name kennel? Teray, man. Why do you have to ask this? Because I got to now speak on my truth. I think that big name kennel's desperate. I think they are. I think they need to grab your attention, show you clones and show you facilities and show you this and that because got one upped. That kennel had been cranking out, you already know, a good amount of dogs every single year. Never showed genetic testing to the public. Never upped her game, upped the game like that. Never did it. Now all of a sudden, this dog comes in. He's better than anything you got, and he's got a premium pedigree. Where were you for the last 10 years? Oh, you were comfy. Yeah, you got comfy. You got a little too comfy, and then you got rattled. Now you're rattled. Now you got we got clones here, and look at the great facilities we got. And that, yeah, okay. Show me the premium peds on your dogs. I'm just saying, man. I call it like it is. This is one of the reasons why in this community, not everybody likes me. Because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Just keeping it real with you. Miss Ella says, gifted 1 QBN. Miss Ella, you're on fire. You're on fire. You're just on fire tonight.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. On at 8 p.m. every Friday and every single Monday. And Miss Ella, I'm going to give you another spin only because the wheel is 0 for 4. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. There it is, Miss Ella. Oh, Miss Ella. Come on. Oh, man. All right. All right, guys. All right, man. 0 for 5. 0 for 5, the wheel. Jesus. Try to start shaking my hand, saying, dang, I know, man. The wheel is a tease today. It sure is. It sure is. But listen, guys, we've had a good talk. It's been Monday. It's been a Friday. I really wanted to get the crossword puzzles and everything else going, guys. Unfortunately for me, it just didn't work. I'll make sure we have it ready for Monday. If on the weekend, for some reason, you see a notification coming on and you see me doing something, I might just be testing it out. If you want to stop by and let me know that you're seeing it and participate a little bit, I would appreciate it. And that'd be great. If you guys have any other questions that we haven't been able to answer tonight, if you're catching us on a replay, go ahead and drop your comments below. I'm gonna make sure that we get to it, especially if you're a member, as soon as this live is done. And wait, don't just jump off just yet. I got one more thing to tell you. One more thing to tell you real quick. Hold on. We got a comment that came in. Ella says, thank you. Thank everyone for sharing tonight. Much appreciated. You got it. Listen, don't go yet. Don't go yet. Cause we're going to finish the live with the Blueberry Blues. It's been Raw for the Q. I'll be catching you on the next
one. Like blue eyes in a sea of blue, I can't stop thinking about you. The way you walk, the way you stand, the way you do you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. That's right, blue, blue, blue. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You act like you own the place. In the Cuban yard, you're far away. Blueberry motherfucker, you. Saving my nickels and dimes, taking my time so I can get my bone and structure from Blueberry motherfucker, you. I know you're gonna produce. I got to save up. I gotta invest in you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You are the best, cleaner than the rest. Blue, 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 sweet blue. You sexy motherfucker, you. We love you, we sure do. Drink you like blueberry juice. Blueberry motherfucker, you. I've seen many blue dogs, but none are like you. Blueberry motherfucker, you.